Consistency is the hidden force that propels ordinary individuals to extraordinary heights. It's the silent warrior that fights your battles when no one's watching. It's the invisible thread that weaves success into the fabric of your life. Today, we're going to delve into the power of consistency and why you must force yourself to embrace it no matter the circumstances. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve their goals while others struggle to make any progress? The answer lies not in talent, luck, or even intelligence. It lies in the relentless pursuit of consistency. Consistency is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about your background, your education, or your past failures. It only cares about your commitment to show up day after day and put in the work. It's the secret weapon of those who understand that success is not a destination, but a journey of continuous improvement. Consistency is hard. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting. It's the daily grind that tests your resolve and challenges your willpower. It's the voice in your head telling you to stay in bed when your alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It's the temptation to skip your workout after a long day at work. It's the allure of instant gratification in a world that promises quick fixes and overnight success. This is why you must force yourself to be consistent. You must become the master of your actions, the captain of your ship in the stormy seas of life. You must understand that your future self is shaped by the decisions you make today, tomorrow, and every day after that. Think about it. Every great achievement in human history has been the result of consistent effort. The pyramids of Egypt weren't built in a day. They were constructed stone by stone, day after day, year after year. The greatest works of art weren't created in a sudden burst of inspiration. They were crafted through countless hours of practice, refinement, and dedication. The same principle applies to your life, your dreams, and your goals. Whether you want to build a successful business, master a skill, transform your health, or cultivate meaningful relationships, consistency is the key that unlocks the door to your desired future. But here's where many people go wrong. They start with enthusiasm, full of energy and grand plans. They make bold declarations and set ambitious goals. For a while, they stick to their new routines and habits. But then inevitably, life happens. Obstacles arise, motivation wanes, and slowly but surely, they slip back into their old patterns. This is the moment of truth. This is where you must force yourself to be consistent. This is where you must dig deep and find the strength to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Because it's not about how you feel. It's about who you want to become. Consistency is not a feeling. It's a decision. It's a commitment you make to yourself day after day, regardless of your mood, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. It's the promise you keep to your future self, knowing that every small action compounds over time to create massive results. Think of consistency as compound interest for your life. Just as a small amount of money invested regularly can grow into a fortune over time. Small actions performed consistently can transform your life in ways you never thought possible. But here's the catch. You can't see the results immediately. This is why so many people give up. They don't see the immediate payoff, so they assume it's not working. They don't realize that consistency operates in the background, silently building the foundation for their future success. Imagine you're trying to lose weight. You start eating healthier and exercising regularly. After a week, you step on the scale and nothing has changed. You might feel discouraged and want to give up. But if you force yourself to be consistent, to stick to your plan day after day, week after week, month after month, you'll eventually see dramatic results. The same principle applies to any area of your life. Want to become a great writer, write every day, even if it's just for 15 minutes. Want to build a successful business, work on it consistently, even if it's just for an hour a day after your regular job. Want to improve your relationships, make a consistent effort to communicate, show appreciation, and spend quality time with your loved ones. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the vehicle that carries you from your current reality to your desired future. But here's the thing, you have to drive that vehicle. You have to make the conscious decision to show up day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. This is where the concept of forcing yourself comes into play. You see, your mind will always seek comfort. It will always try to conserve energy. It will always look for the easy way out. This is a natural survival mechanism that served our ancestors well in times of scarcity. But in today's world of abundance and opportunity, this same mechanism can hold you back from achieving your full potential. To overcome this, you must develop the mental toughness to override your natural inclinations. You must cultivate the discipline to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. This is not about being harsh or cruel. It's about understanding that your actions shape your reality, and that consistency in those actions is the surest path to the life you desire. Think of it like this: is every time you force yourself to be consistent, you're making a deposit in the bank of your future. Every workout you complete, every page you write, every sales call you make, every healthy meal you prepare, these are all investments in your future self. And like any good investment, they compound over time. But it's the beautiful thing about consistency. It gets easier with practice. The more you force yourself to be consistent, the more it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, it no longer requires as much willpower. It becomes a part of who you are. As natural as breathing, this is the power of identity-based habits. When you consistently act in a certain way, you start to see yourself differently. You're no longer someone who's trying to exercise regularly. You become someone who exercises regularly. You're no longer someone who's trying to write a book. You become a writer. You're no longer someone who's trying to build a business. You become an entrepreneur. This shift in identity is powerful. It changes the way you approach challenges and setbacks. Instead of questioning whether you can do something, you simply ask yourself how you can do it, because that's who you are now. That's what you do. Forcing yourself to be consistent doesn't mean you'll never fail or face setbacks. It doesn't mean you'll always feel motivated or inspired. There will be days when you don't want to get out of bed. There will be times when you question whether it's all worth it. There will be moments when you're tempted to give up. These are the moments that define you. These are the times when you must dig deep and remember why you started in the first place. These are the instances where you must force yourself to take that next step, to do that next rep, to write that next word. Success is not about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you fall. It's about maintaining consistency even when life throws you curveballs. It's about staying true to your commitments, especially when it's difficult. Think about the most successful people in any field. They're not successful because they never face obstacles or setbacks. They're successful because they remain consistent in the face of those challenges. They understand that consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. Take, for example, a professional athlete. They don't become great by practicing only when they feel like it. They become great by showing up to practice day after day, year after year. They force themselves to be consistent, even when their bodies are sore, even when they're tired, even when they'd rather be doing something else. Or consider a successful entrepreneur. They don't build a thriving business by working on it only when inspiration strikes. They build it through consistent effort, through late nights and early mornings, through countless rejections and setbacks. They force themselves to be consistent, even when the odds seem stacked against them, even when others doubt their vision, even when success seems far away. These examples illustrate a fundamental truth. Consistency is the cornerstone of excellence. It's the foundation upon which all great achievements are built, but it's not something that happens by chance. It's something you must consciously choose, something you must force yourself to embrace. So how do you do it? How do you force yourself to be consistent when everything in you wants to give up or take the easy way out? First, you must have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. This vision will be your North Star, guiding you through the dark times when motivation is low and obstacles seem insurmountable. Second, you must break down your goals into small, manageable actions that you can perform consistently. Don't focus on writing a book. Focus on writing 500 words a day. Don't focus on losing 50 pounds. Focus on exercising for 30 minutes a day and eating one healthy meal. Make your actions so small and so doable that you have no excuse not to do them. Third, you must create systems and routines that support your consistency. Set specific times for your important tasks. Create an environment that makes it easy to do the right things and hard to do the wrong things. Use tools and technology to track your progress and hold yourself accountable. Fourth, you must learn to embrace discomfort. Understand that growth happens outside your comfort zone. When you force yourself to be consistent, you're often pushing against your natural inclinations. This discomfort is a sign that you're growing, that you're becoming stronger, that you're moving closer to your goals. Fifth, you must celebrate your small wins. Recognize and appreciate the effort you put in every day. Don't wait for the big achievements to feel proud of yourself. Take pride in your consistency itself, knowing that every small action is contributing to your long-term success. Sixth, you must surround yourself with people who support your commitment to consistency. Find mentors, friends, or communities that understand the power of consistent effort. Their support and encouragement can be invaluable when your own motivation wavers. Seventh, you must learn to forgive yourself when you slip up. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. There will be days when you fall short of your goal. The key is not to let these slip-ups derail you completely. Acknowledge them, learn from them, and get right back on track. Remember, forcing yourself to be consistent is not about punishing yourself or grinding yourself into the ground. It's about respecting yourself enough to honor your commitments. It's about loving your future self enough to do the hard work today that will make their life better tomorrow. Consistency is a form of self-love. It's a way of telling yourself, I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. I believe you're worth the effort. Every time you force yourself to be consistent, you're reinforcing this message. You're building self-trust and self-respect. This self-trust is crucial because when you prove to yourself that you can be consistent in one area of your life, it gives you the confidence to be consistent in other areas. It creates a positive spiral of growth and achievement. But here's the thing. No one can force you to be consistent but you. No one can make you get up early or work hard or stick to your diet or practice your craft. That decision lies solely with you. It's a choice you must make every single day. And it's not always an easy choice. There will be days when you're tired, when you're stressed, when life seems to be conspiring against you. On these days, forcing yourself to be consistent will feel like pushing a boulder uphill. But these are the days that matter most. These are the days that separate the achievers from the dreamers. These are the days when you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Here's the truth. Your life is the sum total of your daily habits and actions. It's not defined by the big moments, the grand gestures, or the occasional bursts of motivation. It's defined by what you do consistently, day in and day out. If you consistently make excuses, you'll consistently fall short of your potential. If you consistently give up when things get tough, you'll consistently find yourself back at square one. But if you consistently push yourself, if you consistently show up, if you consistently do the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, you'll consistently move closer to your goals. This is the power of forcing yourself to be consistent. It's not about achieving overnight success or making dramatic changes in a short period. It's about the slow, steady progress that compounds over time. It's about the gradual transformation that occurs when you commit to being just a little bit better every day. If you improve by just one every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of consistency. Small, seemingly insignificant improvements, when applied consistently over time, lead to remarkable results. But here's the catch. You can't see these results day to day. You can't feel yourself getting one better. This is why so many people give up. They don't see immediate progress, so they assume their efforts are in vain. This is where faith comes in. Not religious faith, but faith in the process. Faith in the power of consistency. Faith that your efforts, though they may seem small and insignificant in the moment, are building towards something greater. This faith is what will sustain you when motivation fails. It's what will keep you going when progress seems slow. It's what will give you the strength to force yourself to be consistent even when every fiber of your being wants to quit. Because here's the twist, it's not a straight line. It's not a steady upward climb. It's a series of ups and downs, of progress and setbacks, of victories and defeats. But when you zoom out, when you look at the big picture, you'll see that consistency creates an upward trend. This is why you must force yourself to be consistent. Because consistency is the only way to create lasting change. It's the only way to bridge the gap between who you are and who you want to be. It's the only way to turn your dreams into reality. So I challenge you today, choose one area of your life where you want to see improvement. It could be your health, your career, your relationships, your personal growth. Choose one small action that, if done consistently, would lead to significant improvement in that area. Now commit to doing that action every single day for the next 30 days, no matter what. No excuses, no days off. Force yourself to be consistent. It won't be easy. There will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be times when life gets in the way. But remember, this is not about feeling motivated. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about making a decision and sticking to it, no matter what. Because when you force yourself to be consistent, you're not just changing your actions, you're changing your identity. You're becoming the kind of person who follows through, the kind of person who keeps their promises, especially the promises they make to themselves. And as you do this, as you force yourself to be consistent day after day, you'll start to notice something. The effort will become easier. The resistance will lessen. What once required immense willpower will start to feel natural. This is the beauty of consistency. It doesn't just change your circumstances. It changes you. It transforms you from someone who tries into someone who does, from someone who wishes into someone who achieves. But it all starts with a decision to force yourself to be consistent, a decision to do the work even when you don't feel like it, a decision to honor your commitments, especially when it's difficult. So make that decision today. Commit to consistency. Embrace the power of daily discipline. Force yourself to take those small, consistent actions that will compound over time into massive results. Your future self is watching you right now. Every decision you make, every action you take or don't take is shaping the person you will become. So ask yourself, what kind of future do you want to create? What kind of person do you want to become? Then force yourself to be consistent in taking the actions that will lead you there. Because in the end, it's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently that defines you. So go forth and be consistent. Force yourself if you must. Push through the resistance. Embrace the discomfort. Trust the process. Because on the other side of that consistency lies the life you've always dreamed of. Your future self will thank you for the consistency you practice today. Your legacy will be built on the foundation of your daily habits. Your success will be the result of your ability to force yourself to be consistent day in and day out, no matter what. So I ask you, are you ready to embrace the power of consistency? Are you ready to force yourself to be the person you know you can be? Are you ready to commit to the daily disciplines that will transform your life? The choice is yours. The power is within you. The time is now. Be consistent. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. Success is not a moment. It's not an event. It's a habit. And habits are built through consistency. So go out there and be consistent. Force yourself if you have to. But do it every day. Do it when it's hard. Do it when you don't feel like it. Do it when no one is watching. Because that's where greatness is born. That's where dreams become reality. That's where you become the person you were always meant to be. The world is waiting for the gifts that only you can give. But those gifts will only be realized through consistent effort and dedication. So don't hold back. Don't make excuses. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Be consistent now. Force yourself to take action now. Your future self is counting on you. Your future self is counting on you to make the right choices today. Every moment of consistency is a building block for the life you want to create. It's the foundation upon which your dreams will stand. Remember, consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about getting back up every time you fall. It's about recommitting to your goals even when you've had a setback. Because the truth is, you will face obstacles. You will have days when everything seems to be working against you. But it's your response to these challenges that will define your journey. When you force yourself to be consistent, you're developing a superpower. You're cultivating the ability to push through discomfort, to overcome resistance, to do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. This is a skill that will serve you in every area of your life. Think about the most successful people in any field. What sets them apart isn't just talent or luck. It's their unwavering commitment to consistency. They show up day after day, putting in the work, refining their skills, pushing their boundaries. They understand that greatness is not born in a single moment of inspiration, but in the countless hours of dedicated practice and persistent effort. But isn't it? They didn't start out loving the process. They didn't wake up every day feeling motivated and inspired. They had to force themselves to be consistent, especially in the beginning. They had to push through the doubt, the fear, the temptation to give up. And that's exactly what you must do. You must become your own taskmaster, your own coach, your own biggest supporter and toughest critic. You must learn to parent yourself, to push yourself beyond your perceived limits, to demand more from yourself than anyone else ever could. This isn't about being harsh or cruel to yourself. It's about having the courage to be honest with yourself, to look in the mirror and say, I know I can do better. I know I can be more consistent. I know I have greatness within me, and I'm going to force myself to bring it out day after day, no matter what. When you force yourself to be consistent, you're making a statement. You're declaring to the world, and more importantly, to yourself, that your dreams matter, that your goals are worth pursuing, that you're willing to do whatever it takes to turn your vision into reality. And here's the beautiful thing. As you continue to force yourself to be consistent, it becomes easier. What once felt like an insurmountable challenge becomes a natural part of your routine. The resistance lessens, the habits become ingrained. You start to crave the very activities you once had to force yourself. This is the power of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural pathways and adapt to new behaviors. Every time you force yourself to be consistent, you're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new patterns of thought and behavior that will serve you for the rest of your life. But this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent, repeated effort. It's the accumulation of all those moments when you chose to push through, when you decided to show up, when you forced yourself to take action, even when every fiber of your being wanted to give up. So embrace the struggle. Welcome the resistance. See it for what it is, an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more resilient, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Remember, every time you force yourself to be consistent, you're building self-trust. You're proving to yourself that you can rely on you, that when you make a commitment, you follow through. This self-trust is invaluable, is the foundation of confidence, of self-esteem, of personal power. And as you build this self-trust through consistency, something magical happens. You start to dream bigger. You start to set more ambitious goals because you know deep in your core that you have the power to achieve them. You know that you can force yourself to do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to turn those dreams into reality. This is the mindset of a champion. This is the attitude of someone who refuses to be defined by their circumstances, who refuses to be limited by their past, who refuses to settle for anything less than their best. So I ask you, what could you achieve if you forced yourself to be consistent? What mountains could you climb? What obstacles could you overcome? What dreams could you realize? The answer is everything. There are no limits to what you can achieve when you commit to consistency, when you force yourself to show up day after day and put in the work. But it all starts with a decision to be more than you've been, a decision to do more than you've done, a decision to force yourself to be consistent, no matter what. Make that decision today, right now. Commit to consistency in one area of your life. Choose one habit, one action, one discipline that you know would make a significant difference if you did it consistently. Then force yourself to do it every day. No excuses, no days off. For the next 30 days, commit to being ruthlessly consistent in this one. It won't be easy. There will be days when you want to quit, days when you question whether it's worth it, days when the voice in your head tries to talk you out of it. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days when you have the opportunity to prove to yourself what you're made of. Those are the days when you forge your character, when you build your willpower, when you develop the mental toughness that will serve you for the rest of your life. So embrace those difficult days, welcome them, see them as opportunities to grow stronger, to become more resilient, to prove to yourself that you can force yourself to be consistent no matter what life throws at you. Because here's the truth. The person you become through this process of forcing yourself to be consistent is far more valuable than any specific goal you might achieve. The discipline, the mental toughness, the self-trust you develop, these are assets that will serve you in every area of your life. Think about it. When you prove to yourself that you can force yourself to be consistent in one area, it gives you the confidence to be consistent in other areas. It creates a positive spiral of growth and achievement that can transform. So don't underestimate the power of consistency. Don't dismiss it as boring or mundane. Recognize it for what it is, the secret weapon of achievers, the hidden force that turns dreams into reality, the invisible thread that weaves success into the fabric of your life. And remember, consistency is a choice. It's a decision you make every single day. No one can force you to be consistent but you. No one can make you get up early or work hard or stick to your diet or practice your craft. That decision lies solely with you. But when you make that decision, when you commit to forcing yourself to be consistent, you tap into a power that can change your life. You unlock potential you never knew you had. You become capable of achievements you never thought possible. So I challenge you. Be that person. Be the one who forces themselves to be consistent. Be the one who shows up every day, who puts in the work, who refuses to make excuses or take the easy way out. Be the one who understands that success is not about what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently. Be the one who recognizes that greatness is not born in a single moment of inspiration, but in the countless hours of dedicated practice and persistent effort. Be the one who forces themselves to be consistent, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, because that's where growth happens. That's where character is built. That's where champions are made. Every day is a new opportunity to recommit to consistency. Every moment is a chance to force yourself to take action, to move closer to your goals, to become the person you know you can be. So don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone else to push you. Take control of your life. Force yourself to be consistent. Start now. Start today. Start with one small action, one small habit, one small discipline. And then do it again tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. Force yourself to be consistent day after day, week after week, month after month, because that's how you create lasting change. That's how you achieve your goals. That's how you become the best version of yourself. So go forth and be consistent. Force yourself if you must. Push through the resistance. Embrace the discomfort. Trust the process, because on the other side of that consistency lies the life you've always dreamed of, the success you've always wanted, the person you've always known you could be. Your future self is counting on you. Your legacy is waiting to be built. Your potential is yearning to be realized. And it all starts with consistency. It all starts with your decision to force yourself to show up day after day and do the work. So make that decision now. Commit to consistency. Embrace the power of daily discipline. Force yourself to take those small, consistent actions that will compound over time into massive results. Because in the end, it's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently. Be consistent. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. Your future self will thank you. The world will be better for it. And you will become the person you were always meant. The power is within you. The choice is yours. The time is now. Force yourself to be consistent. Start today. Start now. And never, ever stop.